morning, folks. It's 7:42 a.m. on a second day, 7th month, 2023, 4th of July weekend. I believe that's when it's being celebrated in the States, is this weekend. So it's time for us to declare our independence from being mind controlled. Governmente, the governing of the mind, is what government means. If you look into things, I think we definitely have been having a lot of mind control, because if they say that chem bombs and deploying toxic things in your skies, like I'm showing here, is going to save the earth, where will we be to enjoy that? No, this is unacceptable. This chem bomb formations I'm showing here, straight line, clouds, triple shot dots, and I'm going to go into this today because I found this view to be quite upsetting, and it was the first thing I seen this morning. I did a little live outside today, but before I did that, I go through my correspondence, and I seen your pictures, and it was very, very alarming. And what I see actually on the sat view right now is even worse than this. You can imagine that it's worse than this. I'll put on a few town names here for you, and so you can see where I'm at. And this is I spelled Corf wrong. It should be Cough. Yeah, in an S, because boy, that's some Coffington skies you got there. I'm gonna do one real quick zip to New Zealand, because they have a habit of blurring out your feed before the others. So I'm gonna go to your area over here over Palmerston North. This is very high level deployment. Some of this you've been seeing halos over the moon. That's a ring around the moon at night. It's caused by very high altitude ice crystals, right? But what are those ice crystals made out of is the question we all deserve an honest answer to. And that how they did it was they put some EMF up down here, right way down here. They prepped it up down here. You can see evidence of all the EMF down here. And this cold air coming up from Antarctica actually hit that wall of EMF, which was aimed down at the deck of the ocean, and it rode the top of it. And it rode it all the way up over into here. And I was seeing your pictures. It was very toxic looking. There's some EMF waveforms here to this side of Napier, Hawke's Bay, and Hawke's Bay is absolutely choked out with chem. Totally toxic. This is not healthy stuff. It's almost like two entities in your cloud looking thing right there. This is geosculpting. See the face? They're very good at their craft, and they do magic. I'm telling you this as a fact. You can tell by look at the Hollywood movies coming out. It was like giving lessons. You know, smelly armpits. Instead of big stilly armpits. Yeah, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, by the way. Look at this stuff out here. It took a lot of effort to write the word hi in the sky, right? If you was facing that direction looking down, it would say, hi, how you doing? Not too cool at all. Actually fucking toxify you all the way out to sea. It's just 1,000+ miles, many square miles of chem. You want to see how many square miles just here? I'm very curious. Okay, so I'm going to put it on miles for a change. I'm going to measure this area here. Okay, we'll just do this coast area. Here, 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 here. I imagine it's going underneath it, but I try not to elaborate. I'll just stop it there. Right? 16,000 square miles of toxified sky, and I didn't even cover the Bay Area here near Napier, and I could have. That's a lot. And for those of you who are into kilometers, right? 43,332. My gosh, there's a skull and bones number. Oh my. This is just horrendous, the amount of coverage of sickness mix that I'm seeing. And this is not healthy stuff at all. Not at all. Even all the way out here in the Coral Sea. Absolutely chem bombed to death. Like I say, what kind of extinction is going on the ocean floor? What's settling there? What's coughing its last breath, so to speak, underneath the water? As they can't breathe. As they're starting to have these acids in the water affecting their gills and such. And these microwaves affecting their navigation over here in the Coral Sea Marine Park. A protection zone that's being chem bombed and poisoned. This is an obvious violation of this zone going on from the fallout in the sky. They won't let them do no nuclear tests on these islands, but yet they let them put toxic shit in the sky all day long, day in and day out. You know, out here, Western Australia, coming in off the coast, you got a lot of microwave action here with a lot of chemtrails in it. Lots of boom boom plums. Absolutely horrendous. You can see the opposite shape of this island, like a reflection of the EMF waveform right out here in the wave. You ain't making this up. I've noticed that before. Just let you guys in on something I noticed. And look down here near the Sedona corridor where they move a lot of stuff over into here. Well, that'll be like Sedona right here. This is near Esperance, and my God, look at the sickness mix they've deployed over the top here. That one doesn't look the same, that deployment, as these ones here. And what I was showing over, as it got toward the major population centers, they changed the mix to this. And it's pretty much spelling out where your rain corridor is going to go. Here, here. Townsville, looks like they're cutting it off here. From here to here. This will be your rain belt that you hear. Most of it will be right between here and here. I'm just telling you this by reading the EMF outflow boundaries and the predictable way they react that through the years I've noticed. It's by seeing this deployment and seeing what happens. Right, weather-wise, and these are streamers of death, I call them. Absolutely toxifying the oceans here, and it looks like the wind is blowing that direction, while this is streaming that direction. Where you get a lot of stuff, and meanwhile the news is giving you a mixed direction. So let me show you this, I'll show you in motion first, but right now I think I'm going to do the forecast part, get that part done, so some of you can get on with your evenings. So I'm just going to let this run. Yeah, it's not a good day for Queensland now. As I stated, you're getting into July. Here she comes, right across the top. And this one's very slow moving, is being fed by tropical air. And the cool flow, this was brought from Antarctica into this, up, over, and around. Up, over, and around. It's very cold in the upper atmosphere. So if they bring it up and around, put a heated wedge here to force that cold back down, where it should sink normally anyhow. The cold air should be on the bottom. It's very cold in the upper atmosphere. 50 below is not unusual to be counted on at 30,000 feet. Very, very cold. Whoa. That'd be nice to see that one go away. Let me get a quick pressure shot here. Yeah, just going to walk right along. Those will dance. I mean, we get those two left. And they're actually the same number. They're just bubbling back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Because this one's being tugged probably by something very low down here. Yeah, 952 is very low. That'll be your low dog. Right? She's turning this direction. A lot of winds bringing a lot of cold from Antarctica up into this belt here. And winter has arrived. So I'm going to continue rolling this along without some of those isobars showing. That's what those lines are called. Lines of equal pressure. But they use 2 millibars instead of 5 like they used to. So things look more dramatic. So you won't notice that's a high pressure storm. And atmospheric pressure 1014 to 1013 point blah blah. So we get to 1014 is means squanto for storms anymore. If you've got a high of 1030 sitting near it, it'll cause the outflows needed for the dynamics of the lifts and the updrafts. And as we head into looks like the 4th of July proper, which means squanto to you guys, that means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm watching your freedom being taken, and it saddens me. And the Declaration of Independence was really a declaration of selling out to a corporation as the USA became the secret army of England for so many years afterwards. Yeah. We didn't go into the war in case you lost World War II. You guys had to have a place to go. We would have let you come over to America. Right? Yeah, that's always been an out. It was always a plan. Now, so we get into the Friday here, and this is going to be some fairly heavy totals coming over, 5-6 centimeters in some spots. And it's going to come over quick time. And it's very unfortunate for down here, because that cold air from up here, while that turns down into it, is definitely going to create some rains along the Cooks area here. And as it butts in, most likely the western shores. This button, that condensate smash, whammo. Be very big winds and tides some days. So be very careful as I'm taking you past the tens. Let's have a good look and see if we can take you a week past this. I don't need particles. I know how they turn. Right, that's free to move. That ain't gonna hang out. There's no way it can hang out. Yeah, there's not a high pressure blocking it. It can't go to the west. So she's very easy to truck south because this is all the dynamics of that's turn in that direction, right? It's gonna force that along. Where we truck it right on past that island over out here. Boom, shoves a wreck. Now that's this island over here. Ooh, how you doing, Mozilla? Where you at? There we go. Golly, you got these. The whole ocean's covered in toxicity. Yeah, I'm not seeing the island. She's right off the coast there, and she does a lot of blastings. I'll show it to you on the MIG map here in a minute. Well, they didn't blast it out. I'm very happy I got to show some imagery today on this one. So I'm going to shut that off. Boom. See that we're running. Yes, your weather in SA is run. I'm going to take a minute now to turn my phone on so I can see the comments. Chem bombed you skies. Chem bombed your skies. Chem bombed your skies. They blocked the moonlight instead of so long sunlight. While everybody blames the Jews. Really, Zionism is a political concept. And learn it. It doesn't care about religion. It cares about money and control and mente and govern your mind. Open your mind. Guard your thoughts, young Jedi. Look at all this shit streaming into the pipe. Was that Kangaroo Island? Not 100% sure. They might have changed its name by now. They ain't gonna tell me. There's more than one way to skin that kid, I'll tell you that. Oh, just go push my balls in it. It's just his Vivian Bay. A bay. That means man or boy in Turkish. Sevgilim, John Sal, wherever you are. Ask him. Oof, look at these chemtrails streaming over here near parks. It's like there's an EMF line where the haze is different. Yeah, you get a radar on over here. See the signature over here near Wagga Wagga? That's a radar on. Flow corridor that direction or that direction. And this is going to force things north and in toward Sydney. All that sickness, Max. Bundaberg is absolutely hammered, says Daniel Mead. Or is that Danielle? I don't know. I can't figure it out these days. Oh, you look, you might be a dude. I can't tell. The pictures are so small. And 14 others are watching. Well, good, I'm glad you're watching. I'm just reading some of the comments. I'll go up toward Bundaberg in a moment. Let's see what we got here. Right, Sydney. Feeling poisoned yet? One of the biggest cities and population centers in Australia here is getting absolutely smashed with things that are not healthy for the lungs. We're being killed, people. You're toxifying your breath. It's so hard to breathe outside in the mornings. It is. It's very acidic. And I'm noticing it since I've been smoking less and less and less. And as I quit smoking cigarettes, it's going to become quite evident. Hi. I can't stay on thunderstorms. Well, you can't sit on a thunderstorm anyhow. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, you get some thunderstorms? Well, let's have a look. Or yeah, where's this thunderstorm they're not showing us? Currently, though that's a different day. What's going on? Oh, yeah. I would be expecting them up there. Let's have a quick peek then, shall we? Just because I'm concerned. Oh yeah, the Mount Isa radar corridor. Oh, we got a big beam blasting from long reach. Look, straight off weather manipulation over here in Queensland. Right, this is the 1 hour. Let's take it back to 6. Let's see it come in. Yeah, the wedge is in. That's where it splits it. It hits that wedge, she turns. She turns every time. And they're not putting anything to get a return on in that area. They just cause the outflows here's and here's, even though there'll be clouds there. It, you might call that a glitch, but I'm going to show you it's created clouds. Yeah, that's a dangerous line, actually. Give me a minute here. See if I can pick up the oscillation. EMF puts like almost like a drum beat into the clouds, and I've learned how to see it. This one's going boom, 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 like a 6, down and over, down, over, down, over, down, over. You can predict when the storm is going to blow up its biggest, and by looking at the oscillation of the upper level stuff there. And a lot of times that's a bomb exploding. You'll even in the CGA hasn't learned to take it out yet. And if they take much more out, you're not going to be able to see the weather at all. You won't see the Hay Winton. You get a really nasty squall line, and as it hits this stuff here, it's going to be forced. It's going to change its flow. It's going to back it up on this side a bit. It looks like they're trying to make it rain along here, right where this corridor here. And then when they release it, and it will go over. It'll hit this wall here, be forced in this direction. Yeah, that's setting you guys up here from here north. Yeah, that's your thunderstorm there. I'm not sure your exact location. If you're in the lines of this here, is a very dangerous one. This particular cell here going over near Mary Kathleen. Right now. See the beam coming up from Mount Isa through there? It's another station involved in this. But the biggest bust of them all is that right there. I think I'll make that the screenshot for the show. Yeah, it takes a lot of methods. You got to have chem for the EMF to work. You got to have EMF to guide the moisture and to cause the dynamics of flow that natural weather used to do. And down here, it's like they shut all your radars off. Nothing to see. So I'm going to have to go to the National Loopy. Compliments of the Bureau of Morons. Remember when they said you just wanted to be called the Bureau? A bureau is where you put shit you forget about. You forget about it. But they ever changed their logo. You always thought when they pulled Karen in that one. Right. Full on Alice. Owning the flow. Absolutely full on blasting. Have fun. Warrego. Have fun. Brisbane. This one's actually quite interesting. I think I can get the Doppler out this one. Beam straight off the coast coming out here. See it? I'm moving towards the radar. So that line of nucleation is coming in. This is moving away from the radar, that red dot. See, this is how you do your determine. And there's no flow in here. Right? That's a beam. See it? Yeah. That's a beam sweat because they took no data from that spot because they sent nothing to get a return. Okay? So I'm learning your radar dynamics. I can bust them using simple imagery like that. Yeah. They ain't fucking going to stop me seeing shit. They just ain't. All right, let's see if we can catch the Richmond again. We can catch them on Doppler. They're going to step that gap too because I'm going to teach you to read it. See the wedge? Down here, see the beam? Comes right through. There. Right there. The change flow. Away and towards. Right? All the towards the radar is this direction, and you see an away. It's been shoved by something. And those little ones will most likely be bomb deployments. Pow! In that direction. Some of them pow, go in that direction with shape charges. Very predictable in the flows. You can't just have an explosion go in a circle unless that's what you want. You have to direct the flow with a shape, like a piece of metal, where the explosion goes a certain direction, known as shape charges. So that's an obvious beaming, right there, obvious. And just using Doppler data, I can bust your ass. Yeah, that to me is proof that the glitches that I'm seeing on this map here are actually being fueled and making the face. All right, let's look along your corridor here. Oh my God, this is the Great Barrier Reef. I can't give them a toxic air alert. Some of these whales, they have to come up and And what are they breathing in when they get that one gasp? Are they coughing under the water? I wonder this. Are whales getting pneumonia? Are dolphins getting pneumonia? And when they're dying, are they dying out to sea and falling on the floor of the ocean, getting covered by the silts of the muds of our floods, and we'll never see it? We'll only feel the loss when we don't see them anymore. What a very, very sad reality that we must face if we do not put an end to the Solar Radiation Management Program, known as SRM, which is part of the Paris Agreement that has never been ratified and must never be ratified. And anybody suggesting such crazy, daft thoughts that are so inhumane need to go to the mental institution. We'll find out which wires in them are missing. The empathy wire is unhooked. Because my God, this is some toxic air for you folks. I'm going backwards in 10-minute jumps here. Whammo. Let's give you guys a roll. Look at the chemtrail right off here. Where exactly are we? Gladstone, Maryborough. That's that corridor that is slated to have some action. A heated outflow line right there. Hey, no clouds go together in that spot. Mostly usually that's a beam line. Or altitudinal separation of boundary layers. Ooh, here's a big word. A couple of them. Alright, Alice, where you at? Let's see if we can bust that glitch. Oh yeah, look at the low deck down here. You see this haze? It's caused by Alice's radar. You see a straight line going up there? It's a beam blast going through the low deck. Another one right there, another one right there. I'll read your beams. These aren't glitches if you're affecting the cloud deck. That's what I keep telling you guys. And the sickness mix is absolutely disgusting. So I briefed over to New Zealand earlier when I was about to show the sickness mix along the coastal areas of beautiful Australia. And it's Sunday, when the families were out, they hit you hard. You know, the winter cold and flu seasons because something done flown over you. Yeah, they flew over you with something season. And it's a sickness mix. Runny noses, bloody noses, headaches, lethargia. Just to name a few effects of fallout from chem that we have documented in the activist community for decades. I've been traveling around the world now since 2016. I tasted soils and leaves. They're so bitter now when they weren't before. A lot of the waxy coatings you would see on the thick leaves are gone, which does need that for protection. Certain animals will start to eat them if they don't have their protection on their leaves. Ooh, mighty straight line in there, huh? Just moving along with a straight line. You know, this is chemtrails over the top of Australia. Streamers. Yeah, I won't be surprised if you don't see some halos around the moon or the sun today in your images. As this comes over here in the bite. This is terrible. Look at this straight line with all the deployments coming from it. Now Bill Gates is laughing logo face starting right there. All it needs is one more line. This ain't naturally occurring clouds. This is geoengineering, stealing your sunshine. When they only propose to do it, they doing it anyhow. Well, I say human experimentation has to stop. I say animal experimentation always needs to stop. And people acting like animals needs to stop. This is disgusting. This is Adelaide area here. You guys drink a lot of wine from this region here. It is being toxified. It is not going to be organic. There are no organics anymore on this planet. All we can say about organics is I personally didn't add pesticides. It's all falling out in your gardens. It's all in your soils. It's in the feed you give your animals. And then you use their shit as fertilizer. And you're ruining the roots. I'm telling you, there are no more organics. None of our blood is pure anymore. All we can say is we've made certain choices to have certain toxins not in it. Boy, have we got to heal this world. Boy, have we got to figure this one out. We got a lot of work to do together. Always remember the answer is we. just descending. Pow, 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 pow. From nothing to something, all of them. Everything's moving down, but yet that bomb moved north. It moved north. Everything is moving south. And that chem bomb says, fuck you. Catalyst needed here. Yes, sir. Drone obeying order. It's very high up in the atmosphere. It's an obvious chem deployment. It should just be moving along south. But no. No. Shoots out a big O in a bomb. That's a chem bomb. Know it. Open your eyes. Open your mind. Ignore not. Or remain ignorant. And well, ignorant ain't so much bliss for those who are not ignoring, that is for sure. Being ignorant and being stupid are two different things, but they very often walk hand in hand. Because the ignorant do some very stupid things. Yeah, that's a big EMF blast with bombs in it. You see it suddenly nucleated, the two cloud masses interacted over the V in this radar beam where they left it off. Keep that wave going. Keep that wave right on going. What a fucking shame. Right, back to this. And let's let that roll. Oh, I already did. Which one's next? Accumulations. Right, over the next 24 hours. The Mount Isa corridor, that looks like about 5. Yeah, they're saying 3. That's a fucking lot in 24 hours, no matter what. An inch of rain. Why is this on inches? Oh, right. Okay. All right, let's change that back down. Yeah, very good for you guys on the 24th. Yeah, like I said, about 5. This stuff doesn't make sense to me. I know when to shut up and say, wait a minute. Right? But you know what? I bet you there was Higgins was watching brief. He said, did you screenshot that? He'll have his update up soon and get paid off for my fucking Hallmark basket. You guys keep supporting that group of people. I'm going to think you love a guy that hides geoengineering and won't even mention my name in Higgins group and watch how quick you get booted out. That's called gatekeeping and bullying, by the way. It's a form of bullying. Those are your 3-day totals. And then watch this. Oof. Now they're really honing in on who's going to get it. Yeah, the Agnet water corridor I thought was going to, because the chem clearly showed, and the EMF clearly showed their hand. Yeah. These totals seem a little low. Yeah, they're seeming a bit more correct. See it? I don't even want to pronounce that. So we'll be watching out though for you. Air, Home, Hell, Abbott Point, Poet, Heronville, Harley Beach, Presbyterian Pine. Be prepared to have to move somewhere for a day or so. Alright, this is bad. The totals across the south are going to start adding up. You're going to have some snows. I think snow is really pretty. Looks like they're going to work another one in on the 10s. Yeah, it looks like the snow just going to miss you there, Jeff. Just going to miss you. Hey, there's some heavy totals they're saying here. They're saying here blizzard. This is what I'm worried about, is this stat. Hey, watch this space. Watch this space. I'll definitely nail that one. Probably give me about 2 more days. I'll know what's going to happen there. Yeah, the Mimic will show me everything. I haven't even loaded it yet today. Why? What it did yesterday showed me what it was going to be weather today. Don't you guys want some links to some of this fun? Actually, maybe one of you will pick up the gauntlet and start doing videos, and you could put your neck on the line for your own country. That would be great. Hey, that's Mimic. This is Sat View. And if I remember, YouTube people, I'll pop those links here. This is windy. I recommend you buy the premium, so you get all the data that you need. Because there's a lot of things you need to determine. You'll have to do temperature, pressure. You'll have to be dang sure looking at Mimic and learning how to read this. And I don't give lessons in it. I tried that before. I had 3 people fuck me over that I taught. They thought suddenly after 2 or 3 weeks talking to me they could do what I do. Huh? My God, it took me years. Years of giving wrong forecasts and learning about things. Before I learned when to keep my mouth shut and when to open it. There's your slam right there. Had a lot of cold air coming up in that. The EMF line is going to ride in here. It's going to back into a line right here and pause for a minute. While this goes up and around. And when that comes up and around, they'll send something to meet it. All the tropics is being moved this way. See it? Get a block line. They did a bubble down here from Papua. This is what's going to bring it, the heavier tendril of moisture in towards Queensland north. Straight line right off Xmas showing the blastings. Bam! Do you see a little dot just flash up there? Watch. Pop. That was Xmas fire in its ultra low wave frequency antenna that it has on the ground there. It's really big. Yeah, let's see. We'll really load the screens. I'll show you it. This is a very large antenna. This is Holt Base, H-O-L-T. It was designed for communicating with submarines in the deep ocean. They have new ways of doing that, so they have not disassembled it. It is very long. That is over a mile. It's 1.5 miles that direction. And let's see if we could get some pictures. A lot of times they'll put photos that people that visit these places will put their photos up. So let's see what his camera roll is showing. Just that one. Oh, this is how I see a lot of stuff. They're not helping us much with that. You can just see the antenna right here in the distance. See it right there? How they loop in. Yeah, it's not a super speeding Mercabo with stuff under the ground. This is all wires on the top. It's called a static array. In other words, it's not like a panning radar. And they modulate it by the frequency to aim at. Pulse one more than the other. You can direction it. Welcome to the world of EMF and Tesla tech. And there's a blast coming from it there. A little pop, pop. Right there, that's Xmas. Right, okay, we're still rolling here. And that's pretty much all I had to say to you guys today about the weather. So let's have a look at your skies. Let's see if we can see any sky imagery. Man, it's a little blurry. Always tell your tides by looking at them rocks. Not much to see there. Not much to see there. Well, I got a little bit of sky showing. Let's see if I can see anything from today. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Straight line curve there. Look at that. Come on, that's like 90-degree angle. You ain't going to just make that naturally all the time. Once in a while, seeing a square can occur. Yeah, I'll consent that. But not that many in one place. Well, you know, when EMF waveforms have straight lines, and interference patterns are very often at 90-degree angles, you will see clouds form in that matrix of that shape. They don't want you to see inside that car. What the hell's going on in there? Is somebody having a smoke out? I don't know. How are you doing there, Sid Naciousness? Let's have a look. The water's a bit choppy. It was a bit windy today. I've always wanted to sit up here with a chair in Burnley and look out over the city. Is that anybody's place, man? Can I come sit on your roof? Yeah, prime place I've always wanted to do. I don't see a bunch of building going on in your city, Sydney. Oh, there's just one crane. Are they planning on tsunami in you or something and nobody's investing? What's going on with that? And straighten up these girders in this freaking bridge, man. It was ugly inside driving underneath. It was the biggest disappointment. I've been through the Brooklyn Bridge, man. Work on it. It ain't always about how good something looks on the outside if it's rotten on the inside, but welcome to Australia. The government's in control, and they're rotting inside and out. Ooh, yeah, some square edge clouds all on through here. See that? See the edge of that one? Well, they will form on a cloud deck and rest upon it on a pause of layers, and that would be natural. Was that a big syringe? Vaccine skyline of Sydney. Oh, we want the city center here. No, we want it over there. So you guys get picked which one of these you want yet? We had some nice blues today with some streamers of high level shit going over. Yeah, it's damn sure been windy. Nice to see the flag fly. Not the one on the left, the one on the right. Wrong color. Fix it, instant. Ooh! Yeah, I know some shit. Well, let's see. Let's go on up to the north here. It's fixing to have some action. This is Townsville, Jeffrey Bay, Cleveland Bay, Australian Institute of Marine Science. Thank you very much for this imagery. Would you mind giving a fucking wiping your camera off? Because it's making it look like chem bombs are sliding sideways, or maybe that's just a bunch of filth. Could be salt and stuff too, because this sea spray will hit these things. What do you get? No other images? Would you just want to cast a bait into that water? See what you get for dinner? Hey, just before sunset, look at that shit there. Those are chemtrails in the background, but this is not the best camera to use. This one here is always really nice. Welcome to, where the fuck am I? Actually would like to know that. Which Sundays, the Regional Council, thank you very much for wiping your camera up here in the upper level atmosphere, but now let me use it to point out the triple shot of chem bombs up there. Boom, 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 boom on the front of that one. Stripe, stripe, stripe. Straight edge back, shouldn't happen. That's going real far in the distance. That's like way out to sea. These things could be hundreds of miles away, you know, when they're really high up in the atmosphere. You put something to 100 miles up, or 50 miles up, you're going to see it for like you 100 miles up, but you damn sure at least one from space. Chem bombs from space are sounding rockets into near Earth orbit. Lens flare. Chem bomb deployment. Whoa, there's the sickness mix. There's the shot that I seen today on some of these pictures. Anyway, I came up here. You see that tendrils right there are different than those other ones. That's the sickness mix. This is actually low level, and it's falling out. Did you guys all start sneezing if that breeze blew it this direction? Because it looks like that's where it's coming. All the streamers are falling down towards the low ground here to come into your noses. Burn those forest salt to hell. Fall out on that reef full of all those beautiful, beautiful creatures that I so much want to see one day. But you know, I could shit one here, one the other. How are we doing down here to Bristol? Get a shot of the sky. Only that one gives up. Oh, we ain't seeing that. It's too blurry. Let's see, what else am I gonna shut? I wanna shut a data thing down. Oh fuck. Oh god. Alright. Can. As I seen what they did to you. What a beautiful view, huh? It'd be like sitting in a tap of a tree. Oh, that's right there with that thing that takes you to the top of the mountain. For people like me who hips hurt too much to walk up it, you still get the pleasure of the beautiful air in the top of the mountain. It looks like a pyramid. I don't know. A lot of your trees seem a bit burnt on one side. There's a lot of gaps that haven't been here before. That one's dying. What a shame. Acid rain, acid drain, of which I complain. God, your sky looked terrible. It's not what you want to go to Australia. Let's move inland a bit. Yeah, that creek's going to get wet. It's nice to see you dry. Get rid of this slash down here. This is what tears your bridges up. Take some fucking time and get rid of that shit. Really. It's up to you sometimes to take your own safety into your hands. You wait for the government to do everything and you wonder why we're in this situation. If people just got off their ass and did shit that they are capable of. But I pay taxes for that. And that's why we're in this situation. Taxes are theft. Repeat after me. Taxes are theft. I am a sovereign, alive individual with a beating heart. I am not a corpus. I was not birthed and docked. And I have seen too much toxicity. Now, wind-wise, however, the next few days is an important part of this forecast, especially from New Zealand. So, that's the day I'm worried about. It's a batten down the hatches because some of your wind gusts are going to be very, very high. It's a high category gale wind right there, and not to be taken lightly. No, I want it on. Why are my winds on miles an hour? Oh, there. Boom. Ouch. Yeah, ouch. That's putting a lot of pressure on this island. Guys, that's going to yield blizzard conditions along here. Watch yourself going through these passes late Monday and into Tuesday. And watch this. I'm very worried. The temperatures are ripe. The winds are there. Don't believe these stats that they're showing. I'm really close to making that call. Especially when this hits here. Fuck. Guys, you very well might have blizzard conditions here on this day. Especially down in the Southlands. Watch these passes when the wind squeezes through them. You could have some whiteout. Watch yourself and be careful. The best thing you could do is not plan a trip up through some of these areas on that day. Get some stuff done early. Prepare your house. It's cold out. If you lose power, you'll be cold. So take your time today to make sure you get that part of your life sorted. Oof. Yeah, I'm watching when this batch hits because I know what she's carrying. And I know how much water's in it. That's a crazy looking eddy of temperature mixing going on here. This is all wind. That's why I said temperature mixing. The up and around. You guys watch it. Watch it very bit. This is going to be one of them situations. The wind's going to blow sideways for a bit. And it's going to truck off fairly quickly. And then this one's coming. Looks like Angry Bird. Woo! It is very dramatic looking. That's your weather plan, right? But they don't tell you. That's like Woody Woodpecker coming your way. Whamma! Right in a New Plymouth. Boy, that's going to jolt you. That's earthquake day. You watch yourselves Tuesday. It's going to be rocking. So, right, with that said, with that done, I look at my planet. Oh, God. Look what they've done. Toxic air alert. Big love. Stay safe.